let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I'm in Orland, Indiana, my hometown, and I've traveled for 16 plus years non-stop, gone to 90 countries, and soon I'll be in Ecuador, Vicabama, Ecuador. Ask your questions about Ecuador. Ask your questions about Europe. I'm going to be in Europe in August. Okay, JT, ask a question. I really don't like it when these guys give initials and they hide their name. This guy's really not winning my trust award. Okay, but he's trying to be clever. Okay, JT with some funky email address. I am 39 from New York. I want to try to live a year in the Philippines as a day trader. Why do you keep saying Philippines is expensive? I have seen expats who have, his sentences are bad, $100 houses for, okay. Ended it with a preference. I have also seen the price range for a house rental between $100 and $300. I have researched it a bit, and it seems you can have food, shelter, Wi-Fi, and immigration fees, all for about $800 a month. Will you do a video on this? Yeah, I will do a video on this. Okay, the Philippines is basically, the Philippines and Thailand are big expat destinations for men that buy boom boom girls. Okay, so and like to drink. Okay, so drinking, which is, it can be double your budget. So even though you got an $800 budget here, you could have a $1,600 budget because of drinking. The Philippines is very conducive to hanging out with only men, because most of the expats living in the Philippines, Thailand's different because they got all these islands and it's got a mix of everything. So it's a combination of both men and women. I mean, the men that retire in the Philippines normally is 99% men or 90% men. You're going to see very few women retire over there. They'll say, you know, if we try to be politically correct, these guys are married and they don't admit that they're married to a Philippine girl, which used to be a boom boom girl in Angeles City, and that's their you know, they're going over there, they're meeting girls at Angeles City or any city in Philippines, because it's full of boom boom girls, and they actually fall in love with the girl and they marry the girl. I shouldn't refer to it as an it. Okay. The Philippine culture is not, it almost seems like it's because they speak English, any English speaking country, whether Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, the Caribbean, or the Philippines, all seem to have this idea that they can be clever, and they serve up a package that's very cleverly done. It's in English, and because it's in English, they sort of, you got to read the fine print. So you can get to a place in the Philippines, like the average hotel, I think the cheapest hotel I could get really on a daily basis in Manila, and is in the, you know, the Makati or thing, is going to be right around $20 a night. Okay, so that means 20 times 3, that's what, $600 a night. So yes, I mean, actually what's interesting is Angeles City is much cheaper, but it's, you know, it's full of prostitutes, right? In Subic Bay, it's full of prostitutes. I hate these places. But generally what you're saying, and I think if you're being a day trader, the best place to do this would be in Angeles City, because they have a huge mall there, and they got high-speed internet, and they rent places by the month. It's not that easy just to come in. You're gonna. When I say it's expensive, it's two parts of it. It's the time that you have to rent a room. You have to rent a room before you can rent a room by the month. Okay, and so if you have to live in a hotel and pay $25 a night, and most of these expats are paying $30 a night, so 3 times, that's $900 a month. Then it takes a month before you find a room. Now me, I can go in there and I can avoid looking and doing anything except walking around looking for a room, and I can commit for a month. Most people spend their whole time kind of being a tourist for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and adapting before they start walking around looking for a thing. Now, yes, you can rent rooms. I mean, I know a guy that rented a room in Barakai on the island for $1,100 a month, okay? I saw a place in La Union that I can rent for, I think it was 11,000 pesos, whatever that is. But I think it was like $250 a month. But it's not action-packed. So, but the best place I ever heard anybody rent an apartment was in Angeles City. But for me, I don't want to live in Angeles City. When you go, there's the combination of expats to talk to, restaurants that are Western because the food there is horrible, and the high-speed internet. So the high-speed internet, I mean, the Philippines is a lot like America. They try to stick you on these contracts where you got to buy this stuff. Now, fortunately, they got that USB wireless chip now with Global or whatever it is, and you can put it. But I haven't been there for a couple years, and I'm sure the price of the internet's gone down. When I say it's expensive, what I'm saying is that the threshold, the time it takes to enter the country, figure out the country. I mean, it's got 7,000 islands. It's like you got to take an airplane between Manila and Cebu. You got to take an airplane between all these places, and it's just not that easy to do. And each one of those places that you're interviewing to want to live is, different flavor. I mean, obviously, very big city, and Manila, Angeles City is full of prostitutes. Baguio is kind of rainy but nice. Baguio would be, but trying to find a place. They do have these transient hotels that you can stay in. I never just got off the plane and rented a room in the Philippines. It just never happened that way. On the other side is, to me, I did have a hotel for about $15 a night in La Union, which had a swimming pool. It was really good. Went out of business, Valley High East. I was really depressed because it was quite an excellent place for me to hang out. Transportation in the Philippines can be incredibly slow because there's so many of these things that could take a long time to get between cities and very confusing. So, I guess what I'm saying to you is that the initial month or 2 months in the country is, or compared to Thailand or many other countries, is a much more expensive month than you can go into Thailand and you can live in a $5 hotel and have high-speed internet just like that. While you're going to be paying $20 for your initial bump a night, unless you just do ungodly amounts of research and commit to something that you don't really know. It's a pig in a poke. I mean, they will act like this place is buying something on the internet is really risky. Renting a place on the internet, it could be so far outside the city that you would have no way to come into the city or something. You really got to choose the city. You can't just rent something over the internet. If you do, the Philippine people are full of scams. They're very good at putting up a website, making everything seem great, and then you get there and it's just a horrible infrastructure situation. That means that the distance and the travel time and whatever is so big that by the time you ruins your enjoyment. And you need, if you're going to be a day trader or you're going to want to do something high-speed internet, you have to test it. You can't just assume that it's okay. I always walk into the hotel, set up my computer, try to, I can weigh things by how fast a torrent can download or something like that, or I'll make a call on Skype and see if I can just talk freely on Skype with my mother or something like that. Plus, but it's also 12 hours difference than America, right? So it's always 12 hour difference. At 12 noon, it's midnight here, so you don't just get to, you know, do some of the things. But most guys that go to the Philippines have two proclivities that make that expense more expensive. They want to buy prostitutes and they want to drink. And if you have those two problems, that $800 month budget's really difficult. But you can do it. I'm not going to try to say you can't do it. It's just that the beaches in the Philippines suck. Okay, it's not a beach country. It's a horrible beach country. I haven't never found a good beach in the Philippines. Thailand, all over the place. You know, Brazil, great. Mexico, great. Philippines, not. It's what the reason to be there. You didn't tell me the reason why you wanted to be there. Okay, thank you, Andy. Thank you, JT, kind of anonymous guy. Come on, guys, give me some background so I can help you. I can't really help you if you don't give me nothing.
We can